Mhm. But if you will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses, yeah, every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen and a publican, a tax collector. Oh, verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever you shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Now, this concept of binding and loosening, every time I told you you're going to prison, I bound you to the. uh, See, there's this principle, right? First, I sent on November 20th, 2015, to the three police departments, but you wouldn't respond. Then you arrested me on January 4th for a crime where there was no evidence and there were no witnesses. Yes. Then you made me go to court for most of 2016, but you had undocketed court hearings. Ooch. And then instead of actually acknowledging that there was no evidence or witnesses because I wasn't in SQUIM, you said I was too incompetent to stand trial. Oh. Well, I kept adding persons to the emails, those in the FBI, those in CPS, those in the judiciaries, those in the sheriff's departments. Then I added each and every state of the United States. See, it's this concept of first you go to your brother, the sheriff's department, and you say, well, you issued a protection order where the petitioner didn't sign it and I wasn't given any due process. But your answer to the problem was to make up crimes I didn't commit. Oh, and then have me arrested in cities where you didn't need to have me arrested because you could. Oh, but then it says, if you won't hear, I should have went to the church, so I started going bigger. And then I went to other states until eventually every individual in the United States of America. I'm to treat you as heathen, as tax collectors. Now, every time I put in an email that I had bound you to lawsuits and prison time, I did understand what I was doing. You are bound, as in binding poop. You will enforce the laws of the United States, and I will have you prosecuted. Prosecuted for false arrest, false imprisonment, deceptive mental health evaluations. See, verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. I had bound you. Whatsoever you shall bind, the binding effect of the oath of office. You know, in the Constitution, it uses the same wording, and I could get it out for you. You are bound by oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And when you arrest me for crimes I didn't commit because there was no evidence, there was no witnesses, because I wasn't in swim, I'm bringing rocks in right now. I have bound you in heaven. You will. You can't be loosed. You will not receive the loosening until being prosecuted for refusing to acknowledge the laws of the United States. You're bound in heaven. Oh. Again, I say unto you, there's a principle in this Bible.